All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Houston Texans. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
He'll drop to throw. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9.
Over!
They're going to look to throw. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken at the 18. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Juke into space. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 47. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings. Lamar Jackson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. So a designed run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that come.
Well, on this play, how about the vision of him, being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback position to try and take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly didn't work.
Lost.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in, as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10.
Set. 3-19.
He'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion, or even worse, an interception.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll get it down here to the 43. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. Over.
They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out, and he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Over.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Right back to him on first down. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run the option right here on first down. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. Now with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. Escapes the defender. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Carlson now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Back to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
All right, here we go. 3,
On second down, Cook looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
On third down, that's Cook. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A pretty good effort there, 9 yards, but not enough. We'll likely see the punt team now on 4th down. The Texans send the punter out. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Finding room at the 30. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 82 yards. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Carlson now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Set. Green, 39. Green.
Looking to throw. He'll buy some time right. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I haven't met a football team yet that runs the ball successfully that doesn't talk about having an attitude to be a running football team, right? You got to be able to put your nose in there, smell where the first down sticks are, and get there.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
3 down. All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue.
They'll drop the throw. Flush to his right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
2 sacks last week. Another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. A first update now from Cincinnati, and the Bengals out to the early advantage. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Fletcher throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Carlson on for the PAT. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Carlson now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Escaping the pressure right. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. 75 yards. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification. That's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen. But you say 3 rushing touchdowns and, of course, throw it to him where he's caught one as well.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever.
We got three, fellas.
They pitch it out to Cook. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
And this will be touchdown inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And they hit the home run last drive. 1 play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description, because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And they'll run it here. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And an alley to run. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. 20, 10, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A big play there. 79 yards. And this Viking offense is running away with this one. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Carlson now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now out comes Houston. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And
I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline, because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Here we go now.
Try to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Blue 90! Blue 90!
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. steps away to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
That's his second sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Green 39! Green 39!
Let's go, T. Big series right here, so we got to step it up.
On third down. That's Cook. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down. The Texans send the punter out, standing just outside his own goal line. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats?
Who?
You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
that
by
is
the
one
time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Now they'll run it on the toss. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now Jackson on second down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A big play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Carlson now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Texans set to come onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Set! 3-19!
On third down, it's Cook. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. But he will be stopped behind the line as he will not come close to the marker. So a risky move that does not pay off. And, Charles, you take it from the defensive perspective. They had to be a little offended there that they even tried to go for it back inside their own 20.
Highly offended. And they took the ball away and gave it to their offense in a great situation. But when you look at this thing in total, when you start taking chances like that, you know what that means? You got to take more chances later, right? When you don't convert, that just means you got to double down on it. So we can see this thing pile up.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there from 17 yards out. And this Viking offense is running away with this one. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Carlson now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Cook following the penalty. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
And he'll be taken down for a loss back at the 3. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. The Texans send the punter out. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Let's take it inside his own 40. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position, 1st and 10. And out now come the Vikings. They have the big cushion. Here in the final stages of this one, I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long. He's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
They go play action now. Jackson. He is going to find Hill here. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 18 yards there and a first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Here's the option going left on 2nd down. Great move, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
On 3rd down, Jackson. His throw caught at about the 5. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
Gun, 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 gun.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
They come out here in the eye. He's going to get it running right. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So for Minnesota, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.